Hi, friends. It's Carrie from Stretch G. We're going to do some stretching today, some resistance stretching. So I hope you guys are excited. It's Saturday morning. If anybody was watching class yesterday, it was ridiculous because I got a kitten. His name's Thomas O'Malley, the alley cat. He's playing right now, so I'm going to let him keep doing that. Hopefully he'll tire out and fall asleep because yesterday he actually climbed all over me during class. I was like a giant cat tree doing stretches. It was pretty funny. It's worth looking back at. It was actually a really cool class. We did recline twist, this one. So it was a lot of like spinal twisting and stuff. It was a good class. And there was a kitten. I am assuming today will probably be the same. We have both cats today. You can't see her yet. Suri is on the mat, ready to go. Little Thomas O'Malley is here playing with his little ball. He's super excited for class, and I am also super excited for class. For those of you who are new to Stretch Chi, make sure that you check out some of my other videos too, especially, it's totally fine if you want to do this class. He just grabbed my foot with his claws. It's fine if you want to do this class, but just make sure that if this feels a little too advanced or you just can't quite wrap your brain around it, check out some of my other videos because I have some like stretch by stretch videos that show you how to do resistance stretching. I have some extra problem solving videos. I have an entire playlist called Stretching for the Inflexible. So if you find that these stretches are too advanced for you, this is a live class. So we can do a lot of different things, but you can also check out the pre-recorded videos. There's tons of them, okay? So feel free to check those out. For those of you who are returning or, are excited about class, you should know that this method has a very specific problem-solving formula that we work through. That means that if you're doing a stretch and it's not working for you, you might just have to do 2 or 3 different stretches and then come back and that stretch will work. It seems like magic, but it's totally how this works. And that's why I do class live. It's so that you guys can chime in. You can actually write in the chat when you have an issue that pops up. Like you could be like, I know I'm supposed to feel this in the back of my shoulders, but I feel it in the front. Or like, I know I'm supposed to feel a stretch here, but I just feel pain. You can let me know in the chat and then we can actually fix it, right? My classes aren't that huge yet because I just started doing live classes when we got into lockdown. So there is plenty of space for anybody who's here to say, hey, I'm not getting this. And then we can work through it, okay? All right, so today the stretch that I picked was upward plank, which is a wonderful stretch for the front of your shoulders here. It also takes a decent amount of core work to be able to push yourself up into that position. But I have lots of variations on how to do this stretch. It's good for your wrist flexibility, for your shoulder flexibility, for strength, for core strength. There's all sorts of different things, but we can work on it in stages and build ourselves up into doing upward plank, okay? I also have been picking a Louise Hay Power Thought card every day to give us a little bit of intention for the day. This one says, I accept my uniqueness. And on the back, there's more, so I'll read that to you. It says, there is no competition, no comparison, for we are all different and meant to be that way. I am special and wonderful, and I love myself. It's so amazing. I had a conversation yesterday with a really good friend who was saying something along the lines of like how in a relationship, he wishes he could just be with somebody who liked old movies like he likes old movies, or like wants to play guitar like he likes to play guitar, and those sorts of things. But I know him, and he doesn't watch old movies with people. Like to accept your own uniqueness is the most important thing. That's the first step in loving yourself. Okay, so let's take that and think about it today. All right? All right. I'm going to tuck this chair in. Watch out for kittens. I'm going to bring my mat down. There's Suri, ready to go. And of course, if you guys are watching online, let me know who's here. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything you want to work through, and we'll do that. All right, Suri, you going to stay right there? You can. Let's go ahead and explore into our plank. She left a giant pile of cabinet. Summertime. Into our upward plank and see what this feels like for you. So to start off, just bring your hands right behind you And lean back. Put your weight on your hands and see how that feels. Take notes. You could even keep a notebook if you want. That's a really great idea. But you could also just write in the chat how you feel, okay? Oh, and I also recommend, if you're watching this on your television, also log in on your phone so you can also participate in the chat if you're watching live, okay? So with your hands behind you, just kind of lean back on your hands and see how that feels. Curl your shoulders in, so like make your posture really bad, like you're kind of like rounding your back. And then use your arms to push to lift your chest up. Here you're gonna find this stretch, hopefully in the front of your shoulders. See what that feels like for you. How does your back feel? How do your shoulders feel? Can you find a stretch in this position? If you want, you can come up into a table and see how that feels. This is about the range I have right now. I'm not warmed up, and it was tight here yesterday. Can you see the kitten? I think he's in the camera view. So see how that feels. And then if you want to try it, there he is. Say hi to Thomas O'Malley. Hi, Papa. Hi. Hi. Then you can lift up and try both legs and just see how it feels. You don't have to do anything that doesn't feel good to you. What I want you to do though is just take stock of where you are so that we know what we're working on and what we're working with. Now, if anybody felt this in the back of their shoulders, go ahead and write that in the chat. If anyone felt like too much wrist strain, like they couldn't put their weight on their hands, write that in too. And then I can address it in very specific ways. Okay? Now, let's take some time to really dive into different aspects of our bodies. So I want to start off. There are certain stretches, and this is kind of metaphysical, but there are certain stretches that go with like your physical body, and other stretches that go with your emotional body, and other ones that are more spiritual or more mental. So we're going to kind of work through in different stages to see if we can unlock things in different ways. So let's work through our physical body first and just really get into our muscles. So let's start off with a stretch from the top of your shoulders here. Bring your elbow into the side. Grab your wrist on top. This is my right arm. You'll take your left arm over top and resist like you're pulling both arms apart. Now, if you have problems with your knees, you can sit in a different way. You could even stand up and do this or sit in a chair. It'd be fine. So try to resist by pulling your arms apart. Push up for strength and down for stretch. Now, this is one of our physical stretches. So as you're doing this stretch, think about what the muscle actually feels like to you. Can you find the sensation of stretch in the muscle? Can you find the warmth in your deltoid? Can you really put your awareness inside your body? He's so cute. I think he blends in with the mat a little bit, so you guys might not be able to see him so much, but he's like the most adorable little thing. Oh my gosh. And Surrey is warming up to him rather nicely. It's taking a few days, but they played together this morning. And like it was like a real play. They weren't trying to kill each other. So that's good. So really just take this time to get in touch with your muscles. If you want to add a neck stretch in like this one, you can pull your left ear to your left shoulder at the same time that you're stretching. So you're stretching your right arm, but you bring your ear to the left. That stretches out the neck on the right side. Now, if you're new to resistance stretching, there are a couple rules to follow. Now that you've done one stretch, you're probably like, what on earth is going on? You want to make sure that you move all the time. So you'll notice all these stretches move. You want to resist all the time. And then if anything hurts, just stop right away. Okay? Let me know in the chat if you run into any problems and I'll help you through it. Now bring your left arm in close to your body. Take your right arm over top and grab your wrist. Resist like you're pulling both arms apart. Push up for strength and down for stretch. See if you can find the sensation of muscle stretching in the top of your shoulder on the left side. So just go up and down, up for strength and down for stretch. Up and down. And then again, if you want to add a neck stretch in, just bring your right ear to your right shoulder when you get to the bottom of the stretch. So as I'm pushing down, I'm going to take my head away from that shoulder. So now my elbow and the top of my head are the farthest away. Hi, Bubba. He's so cute. So cute. I think I need a kitten all the time. And this is how people end up with 100 cats. It's because they just want like 100 kittens. So up for strength and down for stretch. See if you can find that stretch through your neck when you bring your head to the side. Okay, now we usually do about 6 to 10 repetitions of each stretch, but if you feel like you're tired, you can do less. If you feel really good, you can do more. If you need to count, like you're like, I have to do the same amount on each side, do 10 of each. But oh boy. Okay, sorry. Cats, you can't see them, but Suri just decided she wanted to play too. She's like 7 times bigger than this kitten. It's kind of funny. Okay, so let's do the back of our shoulders now. This is also going to get into your neck too. Bring your right arm across your body and grab your wrist with your left hand. You're going to resist like you're pulling both arms apart diagonally. So push up for strength. And then use your left arm to pull you down for your stretch. When you get to the bottom, you're going to bring your ear over to the left and your forehead a little bit forward. So your head kind of goes in a diagonal, a little bit towards your left knee. So up for strength, down for stretch. When you get to the bottom, just hold this resistance here and bring your head to the side. Keep doing. Keep stretching. You can't play with this. It's a broom. It make a very loud noise. All right, and your head to the side. So you just keep going back and forth. Kittens don't drink coffee. And find that stretch in your shoulder here on the right side. So you just go up for strength and down for stretch, bringing your head to the side. Okay, now bring your left arm across your body and grab your wrist with your right hand. Pull up for strength, and then use your use your right hand to pull you down into your stretch. So you're pulling towards your left hip. Keep your arm straight. When you feel like you want to bend your arm, just bring your head over to the right, a little bit forward also, so your head kind of moves at a diagonal so that you can get a stretch through your neck. And you just go up and down, up for strength and down for stretch. Kitten energy is the best, but this first week's been a little tough because, Suri's not thrilled, but she also really wants to play. It's a very interesting thing for her. She wants to play. She's not sure if she wants to eat it. She's like, I don't know what this thing is. And so up for strength and down for stretch. Find the stretch in the side of your neck and in your shoulder. Good, 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 my friends. Okay. Now we're really going to work on getting into our physical body, okay? So let's move next into our push-up position. You're going to bring your arms wide to the outside of your mats like this, so your elbows point straight out to the side. A lot of times in class, I see people want to do a push-up with their arms close in. But what we want is when you lower down into the stretch, you want a really wide arm stretch so that it stretches out the front of your chest. You can feel that if you bring your arms wide like this, like in the air. So now we want to add resistance. So you're going to use your body weight for resistance. So you'll go down to your mat with your arms wide and into a plank position. You could also do this against the wall if this is too intense for you. Drop your hips and then very slowly bring your body down towards the floor. You'll find this stretch in the front of your shoulders. Now you only want to go as far as you feel like you can support your weight. So if you only go this far, that's okay. And as you come down to the ground, you should feel a stretch in the front of your shoulders. If you feel it in the back of your arms, let me know. Again, we're looking for about 10, but you do as many as you want, which means that I don't want to do any more. I think I maybe did 6 or 8. That's okay. I think we choose how much we want to do, right? You can choose how much work you want to do. And then you just sit here until the rest of us are ready to move on. The next stretch we're going to do is like downward dog. So go ahead onto all fours. You're going to tuck your toes under and then bring your legs up to straight. Don't bring your heels down to the floor, okay? So what you're going to do is push with your feet. So I'm going to use my calf muscles to push my body forward. I'm not going into a plank position. We already did push-ups. We don't need to anymore, right? So I'm going to stop here. Then I'm going to push with my arms so that I push my head through. Notice my heels are not down. Then use your legs to push you back through. And use your arms to push you into this stretch. This is a stretch for the front of your shoulders. We're going to do a few like this, and then I'll show you how to add your feet, okay? So your legs push you forward, your arms push you back. All right, now let's add your feet in. So come up as high on your toes as you can. Then use your arms to push you down onto your heels, or as close to your heels as you can get with your legs straight. The goal here is not to get your heels to the floor. The goal is to get as much of a stretch as you can. So get your heels as close to the floor as you can with your legs straight. But don't try to manipulate your legs to get your heels to the floor, okay? It's not the point. And just take this time to really put your awareness in your body. Be thrilled that you have a physical body, right? Like, feel it moving. Our bodies are miracles. It's amazing how much they can do, right? The body is an amazing, amazing thing. So you put your awareness into your body and recognize the uniqueness of your own body. Now remember, we took that intention at the beginning of class to really recognize your own uniqueness, to start your healing from here, to start self-love from this place of saying, you know what, there's no competition, there's no difference, I am unique in myself, and that's what makes me special. So your body is your own unique thing. It doesn't matter whether you can do this stretch or whether you can't do this stretch, or whether you can't reach a certain pose or whether you can. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how big or how small you are, how tall or how short you are. We all have our own uniqueness, okay? So let's honor that today. Got it? And drink more coffee. So good. Okay, so now we're going to move on into the stretches that help us with our mental clarity. So let's start off with our quad stretch. You're going to take a towel or a mat, double it up enough that you feel like there's cushion, okay? If you are, I don't have one of these because I live in a city and I'm not a gardener, but if you are a gardener, they sell those pads at like the home goods stores that you can like put your knees on so that you don't hurt your knees when you're gardening. Those are really great too. You can also buy them at yoga places, Amazon, whatever, to give yourself a little extra padding for your knees. So what you're going to do is start on all fours and take your right leg up so that your foot is flush against the wall and your knee is flat against the wall. And then you're going to bring your other leg up to the front and come up into a lunge. Now, if this feels uncomfortable for you, just bring your knee further away from the wall. That's going to help you out, okay? We're going to resist in both directions. So push your foot into the wall. Your front leg is going to push forward. So both legs are pushing in opposite outward directions. Your back leg will push you into a forward lunge. We'll get a little hip flexor stretch here. Then your front leg will push you back. This is where you're going to feel your quad stretch. And you just go back and forth. She just found a piece of popcorn, like a rogue piece of popcorn, and you'd think it was like the craziest thing. And he's like flipping upside down and everything. You can't even see it. Okay, so forward for strength and back for stretch. Any of you who just joined in, I got a kitten, and he's insane. He's here playing. That's what all the scuffle is that you hear in the background. So forward for strength and back for stretch. Find the stretch in your quad. Now, if you have any pain in this stretch, like especially if you're getting cramping in your hamstring or your foot, it just means that we have some extra things to do. So let me know and we can problem solve through, okay? But mainly you should feel the stretch right here in your quad. If you feel any pain in your knee, get out of this right away. You don't need to be doing this if your knee's hurt, okay? Whew. Forward for strength and back for stretch. Now, when you're ready for a new stretch to switch sides, just bring your hands down, bring your front leg down, and then switch sides. A lot of times when people do this stretch first for the first time, they also feel unstable. So if that's the case, you can put a chair or something in front of you to hold on to so that you don't feel like you're going to fall over, okay? Switch legs. Keep your hands down. Take your left leg up. Put it on your towel or on your mat or wherever you need it. And then bring your other leg, your right leg, around to the front and come up to a lunge. Again, you want to find your balance in the way that you can. Be nice to yourself. If you feel like this is too intense, if you can't get all the way up, you're just too close to the wall. So bring your knee further away from the wall, okay? Push your back leg into the wall. That's going to drive you forward. Use your front leg to push you back. Hi, Papa. Yeah, what is it? What is it? You want to help? Okay. Forward for strength, then back for stretch. And find the stretch right in your quad, right in the front. Who's into the? There's a broom. Every morning before class, I sweep all the cat hair off because you know the cats love this area because it's like a giant piece of paper on the floor. And I put the broom right there. She just decided it's the greatest toy. It's a he. He just decided it's the greatest toy. My mom does that. She calls all her boy cats girls and vice versa. So, all right, and when you're ready to be done with this stretch, just bring your hands down. Take your right leg back down to the ground, and we'll come back to our mats. You be nice. Be nice. Okay, let's come back to the floor, and we're going to do some stretch for the back of your hips and your glutes. So lay back on your back. Bring your right leg on top of your left leg so that your knee opens up to the right. And then you're going to take your arms and grab the back of your left leg with both hands so that you can have a resistance there. Hey, no hissing. Now push with your right leg forward. You'll come up into a crunch a little bit, and then you can pull back into your stretch. You can just lay down. But you don't have to come up into the crunch if you don't want to. You can just move back and forth. And if this is hard for you to reach, go ahead and take your towel and wrap it around your legs so that you can have a little extra force there. A little extra length in your arms is nice sometimes. And remember to just be aware of your own uniqueness and that the range that you have in your body may be different than what I have, and that's totally fine. You work in the range that feels the best for you. If this stretch doesn't feel good at all, then don't do it. You can accept that uniqueness in yourself too. Write it down in your notebook. Today's June 12th for me, or whatever day you're working on it, write it down and put a little note. These are called your abductors, AB, abductors. And this is the right leg. So you could just make a little note, in my right leg abductor, it didn't feel good, right? Or I didn't get a lot of range, or, and you just get that stretch today. And then when you come back to it later, you'll notice, or you can send me a little note, put it in the comments or something, and let me know what's going on in your body. I can address it in another class, okay? So now let's switch legs. Bring your left leg up. Let your knee open up to the left. Reach through with your hands like threading a needle and grab your right leg with both hands. Interlock your fingers. You'll push out with your left leg, coming up into a crunch if you want to, and then lay back into your stretch. And you just go back and forth, up into a crunch if that feels good, laying back and then pulling in for a deeper stretch. Or you can just stay on your back and go back and forth. just like this. If you need extra range, use your towel, wrap it around your leg so that you can extend your arms a little longer. You should feel this in your glute here on the left side. And again, if you don't feel that, let me know in the chat or write it down in your notebook so that you know for yourself what you need to work on. We do multiple repetitions because each stretch is different, right? Every single one is different. So it's a bit of science. Bit of science in the way that resistance stretching works. What we're actually doing is separating the very deep microfilaments inside of each sarcomere. There are 10,000 sarcomeres in every muscle cell. So we're looking at like the most microscopic of microscopic things that we're stretching here. Every stretch you do pulls apart those sarcomeres one by one so that you can get a deeper stretch within those little pieces, okay? So the things that were bound together with every stretch, some of them are releasing and they're getting a brand new life, like a whole new world for these sarcomeres. And then when you go into the next stretch, it opens up some more and those new sarcomeres are like reborn, right? And then you get some more and those sarcomeres are completely reborn. And so you get this like new life, like literally new life in your muscles with every single repetition of every single stretch, okay? So cool. So you can put that into your mind as you do these stretches. It's kind of amazing. We're gonna go into our butterfly stretch next. So bring your feet together, your elbows on your knees, and you're gonna push down and sweep open with your arms. And then squeeze in for strength and open up for your stretch. And as you're opening up, just think these little like microscopic pieces in the muscle are starting to pop apart. And you just go back and forth. And it's not like a violent, like they're ripping apart. It's just like, it's like they're stuck with glue a little bit and you're kind of just releasing that glue. Hi, did you find a good place to hang out? What? Yeah, see there, there's no Surrey there. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't stand it. I'm such a cat lady. I'm not even gonna deny it. I'm okay with it. How can you not be? Look at this belly. Can you see it? Can you see this belly? This is a brand new belly in my world. I just love it. So great. The most wonderful thing about lockdown is that for all of you who have been coming to my classes in the studio and just hearing me talk about my cats, now you actually get to see them. You get to hang out with them, with me, right? Yes. Hi, 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 hi. Okay, let's do one more stretch. This one's for our hamstrings in this set. It's for your central hamstring. So you're gonna lay on your back. Grab the ball of your foot with both hands, and you're gonna kick down for strength and pull up for your stretch. So kicking down, this is strength, engaging the hamstring, pulling up for your stretch, stretching out that hamstring right back to the back of your leg, and then down and up. We're strength training on the way down and stretching on the way up. And just think about it. With every single stretch, you are bringing new life, literally new life, to your muscle. Kicking down, and as you open up here, you're breaking free. Just a couple extra sarcomeres are breaking open so that you can access that much more of your muscle. And it happens so microscopically. It's amazing. But each time, each repetition is just a little bit more. It gives you access to more of the muscle, which means that when you shorten it, it's also stronger. It gives you like more energy in the spring, if you think of it like a spring. Instead of that spring having less energy, like it doesn't feel like a saggy spring, it's like a tight spring, right? So it's good for both strength and stretch, right? It's not just about being able to be flexible or removing pain, which is great. It also makes you stronger, which is fantastic. Okay, so let's grab our left leg. Kick down for strength, engaging the hamstring. Keep kicking down. And as you pull up, think about giving new life to your hamstring. Down for strength and up for stretch. All these little micro units of extra flexibility. And I know that seems ridiculous because you're like, I don't want micro units. I want big flexibility changes. But it happens over the whole course of the entire muscle. So it's little pieces here and there and growing and growing and growing until you get to the point where you can actually get a good stretch. Now, I'm flexible now. I've been doing this for quite some time. But when I started doing this, I had zero flexibility in my hamstrings. I've never been able to touch my toes, even when I was a baby. What do you think? Huh? So down for strength and up for stretch. Oh, it's so good. Oh, great. Now we're going to move on into some of our more emotional level stretches. This isn't mean that you're going to like cry or anything. It just happens to be the stretches that are a little bit more, it tends to be where we hold emotions in our body. So we're going to work on our inner thighs. This tends to be like where we hold anger or grief, right? Because we tend to like squeeze in because we don't really want to let anything out. So as we squeeze in, we also squeeze with the muscles in our inner thighs. So we're going to work on opening some of that up. A lot of different muscles hold these emotions. So as we're working through these emotions, just kind of be aware of where you are emotionally right now, what you're feeling. Are you in love with my kitten? Are you angry because he's distracting me from my job? Mwah, you're so cute. Wow. Wow. Okay. So now lay on your back, bring your feet up towards the ceiling, and grab your knees on the inside. Squeeze in for strength and open up for stretch, finding the stretch in your inner thighs. And then squeeze in for strength and open for stretch. Now, if you put your awareness onto your emotions, what do you feel right now? It doesn't matter if you can put a name to it or even a word. It doesn't have to be a word. Just think about what that emotion is. Are you happy? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel angry? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel like you have a lot of burdens, right? Do you feel overwhelmed? What is going on in your world? And what are those feelings bringing up for you? And as you do every stretch, and when you go into the stretch, just let go a little bit. Just think, from a microscopic level, as you're opening up, giving new life to your muscles, you can let go a bit of that emotion and be more present in the now. So pulling in for strength and opening up into your stretch. And just let go a little bit. When you put your awareness in the muscle and feel what's going on, put yourself in your body, notice your own uniqueness, notice what you feel releasing, giving new life to your body, you can let go of whatever feelings are blocking you because you're being very aware of what's happening in the present. So that's kind of tricky to understand, but when you're really putting your awareness in the muscle, it's hard to think about anything else. It really is. Okay, so now let's bring our hands together. Put your thumbs right over your head and we're going to stretch out our rotator cuff. This is another one where we hold a lot of fear. Fear gets put here so much, and I think it's because with our rotator cuff muscles, that's what somebody put your arm behind your back. It's like uncle, right? That's a pretty valid fear because that would rip your arm off, right? And so you can think about what emotions come up here. What are you feeling? And so if you can put your emotion into, or if you can put your awareness into the emotion and decide that you don't really want to hold on to that emotion anymore, maybe that emotion is burdensome for you, then put your awareness into the muscle and let the emotion go. Feel the muscles in the back of your shoulder. Put your awareness into your physical body. Recognize your own uniqueness, right? That you're special in your own way, and that there's no need for those emotions right now because you're stretching. Stretching is good. This is time for you, right? Time for you to take care of yourself, for self-love, for self-care, for finding what's unique to you, what makes you special, what makes you different. And of course, again, if something doesn't feel good, don't do it. If you need to move in a smaller range of motion, move in a smaller range of motion. That's okay. You're allowed. You're totally allowed. So, fine. All right. So now we're going to move on into a stretch for your hip flexors. So let's come up into, I think, not a lunge. I've been doing the lunge a lot lately. So let's do something a little different. Bring your left leg into the front, like straight ahead, and bring your right leg up and grab your knee so that you give it a hug. And then sit back. This is for our psoas muscle. From an emotional standpoint, the psoas muscle is the place where we go when like fight or flight has failed us, right? The psoas pulls us into a fetal position. So it's very nurturing. It's a very like loving kind of like, I'll take care of you. It's your body's way of giving you a hug or telling you you're going to be all right, even when you're not, right? So we go into fetal position when we're sick, when we like lost a fight, right? When stuff like hits the fan. And so find this hug. Now, if you notice, I just tipped back. I'm going to keep my left leg straight, and that's going to activate my psoas muscle on the left side. It's right in front of my hip. And as I lean back, that muscle stretches, but it's holding me up. So I feel safe. And then I'm going to pull myself back up using that muscle. Okay, so you can just lean back and forth. And again, take a second to feel your emotions here. What are you feeling? Your emotions might be different on every single stretch because we hold different emotions in different stretches, like in different muscle groups, right? We hold different things in our body. So as you lean back, pay attention to what this feels like for you. Emotionally, like what it actually feels like. And then pull yourself back up and recognize that every time you go into the stretch, you're giving new life to this muscle. You're removing the tension that's been held there, maybe for a very long time, about feelings that you've had. Maybe sometimes in this one can be feelings of fear, of needing to surrender, of feeling hopeless. It could be like feeling a victim, right? So you can take all sorts of feelings and recognize that every time you lean back into the stretch, you're releasing a little bit. You're letting go of that feeling, giving new life to yourself, new life to your body, finding your uniqueness as you let go of the things that have been blocking you. Sometimes it's like layers and layers and layers of protection that we've built up. So as you lean back, you let go a little bit of that protective layer that maybe doesn't have a service anymore. Like it doesn't really need to be there. It doesn't serve you. Maybe it was important at one point in your life, but today maybe not so much, right? Right now, you maybe don't need that level of protection because you're in your living room stretching, right? You're fine. You're fine. And put your awareness into the muscle, see if you can feel it. When you put your awareness into your body and you're thankful and grateful for the uniqueness of your own body, for the miracle of your body, then those emotions don't have a place anymore. It's hard to think about other things when you're stretching. Bring your right leg to the front this time, and we're going to switch sides. So go ahead and grab your leg, give it a hug, kind of tip back. Keep your right leg on the ground and lay back. When you feel like your right leg is going to pop up, then you need to come back up. Okay, so if you find yourself falling, then you're going too far. So just go in the range that feels safe and good to you. And recognize that the emotions on either side might be different too. So take a note. think about like, okay, what emotion am I feeling here? And it might be really subtle, and you might not feel anything, and you might think I'm just full of it. And if that's the case, just ignore everything I'm saying and just stretch, because stretching's good, right? It doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't. So as you lean back, if you feel like you can identify some sort of feeling, some emotion, some block in some way, something that's keeping you from being able to feel the muscle exactly, then every time you go into the stretch, let it go a little bit and see if you can find the muscle, see if you can find this tension in the right way. Let go of those feelings that aren't serving you anymore, or those feelings that don't have any place right now because you're safe in your living room or in your gym or wherever you are. And you don't need to hold on to those emotions that maybe have been there for a very long time. So you can lay back into the stretch, giving new life to the muscle, and then right back up. Nice. Okay. So next, we're going to work a little bit on our legs, and this gives us some balance, and there might be a cat fight in a second. You guys be good. Sorry. You guys. Oh, there's this thing. Okay. We're going to come up into a standing position. I'm going to adjust the camera so you guys can see me. And okay, we're good. The cats are good. All right. Whew, Chris is so very good. So we're going to work a little bit on our balance. Bring your right leg to the ground. And this stretch will look like this when you've gone all the way through, but I'm going to help you figure it out, okay? So don't feel like you need to go into the stretch. I'm going to tip my body forward, bringing my left leg back, balancing on my right leg, and I'm going to take my left arm down as close to the floor as I can. And then I'm going to come right back up, okay? So this might be hard for you, so let me show you how to do this on every level. The first level is to just stand up, put your weight on your right leg, and try to lift your left leg off the ground. That might be enough, okay? So just this back and forth. And then from here, if this feels good, you can just let your leg, like lock out your left leg and let your heel come back and your head comes forward to counterbalance. And as soon as you feel like you're gonna fall, come back in and reset your feet. Okay, so back and forth. If you feel okay with this, and that's easy, then don't reset your feet, but tip until you feel like you might fall, pull yourself back up, but don't put your left foot on the ground. Keep your weight on your right foot. And if this feels good to you, go ahead and let your body tip. You're folding from your hip here. You're supporting yourself with your right leg. Come down as far as you can. If you can bring your left arm to the ground, that would be okay. And then you pull yourself right back up. Hi, sorry. You're good, huh? You want to play so bad. She wants to play with this kitten today. It's kind of adorable, but they haven't built up their trust yet. Now, as you're doing this stretch, speaking of trust, let's put some emotions into the stretch, okay? So I would say, let's put emotions. Let's use the stretch to take out some emotions that maybe aren't serving you anymore. So you might find yourself really frustrated because you feel off balance, right? So as you're changing from one foot to the next, pay attention to the emotions that are stuck in there, right? This would be one where maybe these definitely will give you feelings of like inadequacy, right? I can't do this, so I must not be good enough. But forget that. That's crap, right? That's crap. So find your position. Let that leg be straight if you can. As you tip, think about what emotions are popping up here, and then strengthen out of them, let them go. Say, hey, that's enough. Sorry. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, we're all right. Everything's all right here. Pay no attention to the hissing cats in the back. Oh boy. Sorry. You stay in here too far. Oh boy. She's like a tiger. We're all right. Okay. When you're ready to switch sides, let's go for that. So bring your left leg to the floor, and then you can shift your weight to the left side, lift your right leg, and see if you can find that piece, okay? See if you can find that balance on your left leg. You can reset your right foot. It might be enough just to try to lift your toe off the ground, but don't. That could be it. It could be just shifting your weight from one leg to the other, okay? Bit by bit, you work through this in the range that feels the best to you. If you're okay with that, straighten your leg out, walk out your right leg, let your heel tip back and tip forward. As soon as you feel like you're going to lose your balance, come right back up, reset your legs, give your legs a break, okay? Put the weight on both legs. Then shift the weight to the left, tip. When you feel like you're losing your balance, come right back. Reset your feet. If you feel like you are okay with that, then don't reset your feet. Keep your weight on your left leg, tip. When you feel like you're going to fall, come back. Don't reset your feet, and try again. This is actually a nice stretch for the outer hamstring of your planted leg, of your root leg. It's a good stretch. Now, pay attention to the emotions that come up in this stretch. Are you frustrated? Do you feel unstable? Do you feel like you need to move too quick? Right? What's going on here? Can you accept the emotion that you're having and work within it to make the stretch work for you? So say you feel a little rushed and you're finding yourself like falling to catch yourself, or you can't quite seem to get it. Focus on those emotions, that emotion of frustration, that emotion of instability, right? And work within it. Find a place where you can be stable and say, you know what, no, I am stable. I do feel okay, but it might be a smaller movement. So work within what you have, work within your own unique ability. Now, if you feel like you want to go all the way into this, all the way to the floor, bring your right hand down. So your left leg is planted and your right leg is coming down, and then back up with control the whole time. So if you feel like you're going to fall over, like you notice how I got a little wobbly that time, stop yourself, catch yourself, work within the emotion that you have. Don't rush through anything. Don't push through anything. Just do what feels good to you. Work within the emotions. Oh, I got off balance because Jeff. Hey, what's happening? Huh? Are you doing good? When I can't see them, it kind of scares me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, someone's gonna die. Okay, so now let me bring the camera back down. We're gonna move into our last level of stretches. These stretches work within the spiritual realm. So take that for what it is. You may notice that during these stretches, you feel a little bit like, it's hard to explain even because this is like beyond our bodies. Like we have our physical body, we have our emotional body. These things are easy to find. We have our mental body, easy to find. Spiritual body, a little bit harder to find. So maybe as you're doing these stretches, if you put your awareness into the muscles, you might also notice that you can also kind of tap into what that spiritual body feels like. It's more of your like deep I am source. It's like who you are at your core. This is your unique being. Bring your right arm up like you're pulling a train whistle and grab your elbow on the outside. Try to pull both arms apart to activate the back of your shoulders. And then push open to the right for strength. And what is it, Suri? And pull across for your stretch. Come here, Boo-Boo. Come here. What is that? Is that cat doesn't want to play with you? I'm so sorry. Open for strength and pull across for your stretch. Find that stretch in the back of your shoulder. And then if you can, as you're doing this stretch, put your awareness deep in your being so that your mind shuts off. The emotions shut off. You can let go of all of those. Be aware of how there is a piece of you that is inside of your body, but is not your emotions, is not your mind, is not your muscle. Can you find it? It's kind of amazing. It brings forth like an understanding that there is a part of you that is not your physical body. There's a part of you that is not your emotions. There's a part of you that is not just your mind. And that is this freedom. It's like being let out of a cage. It's like you can finally fly free in the world because you recognize that there's this piece of you that's a little bit deeper than these other three elements. It's kind of amazing, right? Okay, let's do the other side. Bring your left arm up, grab your elbow with your right hand and pull both arms apart. Push open for strength and pull across for your stretch. I think they just became best friends. I think that's what happened. Because that was Surrey, right? Oh boy. Okay. And again, if you can distract yourself from the catness that's happening in my world right now, you can really dive deep into the core of your being, your I am presence, right? It's not your body, that's not your emotions, that's not your mind. And if that feels too weird for you, and you're like, Carrie, I don't know what you're talking about, just pay attention to the muscle. And if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Right? It could be that you're not accessing this one quite right. That would be okay. We can problem solve through some things if we need to. And just go back and forth. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to do a stretch for our lats here. We haven't done this one in a while either, so let's go for it. You're going to come down onto all fours. Bring your right arm across your mat to the left corner of your mat and pull. So you're going to pull with your right arm towards your right knee. The mat will stop you because it's there, right? So it's like you're trying to push through the ground. Then sit back, sit deep into the stretch. See if you can find the stretch on the side of your body on the right. Up for strength and down for stretch. And then let's take apart the stretch. So if you first put your awareness into the muscle, then you can find your physical body. Great. So there it is. See if you can find it. It feels good. Enjoy the fact that you have this physical body. It's a great thing, right? It's a miracle in itself. I know that. Then put your awareness on your mental body. This is what most people call your ego. What is your brain telling you about this stretch? I like to think of my ego as like my stage mom, right? Like, what is your brain telling you you're supposed to do right now? What are you supposed to feel? So listen to that. Enjoy the fact that you have this brain that tells you things, right? That you have this mental body, and then let it go. And then let's go into our emotional body. So break it down. What emotion do you feel during this stretch? Feel that emotion. Be aware that the emotion's there to help you, to protect you, and you can let it go. Because you don't need it right now, you're just stretching. It's fine. You're in your living room. Maybe you don't need to feel a certain emotion. And when you've let go of your physical body, of your mental body, and your emotional body, what's left? The most adorable little kitten, that's what's left. All right, and let's switch sides. So go ahead and bring your left arm to the left corner of your mat. Pull with that left arm towards your left knee. And you're gonna sit back into the stretch. Take a couple stretches to be aware of your physical body. Recognizing that you have this piece of you, and it's a beautiful thing. It takes care of you, right? It's your house. It's the only house we keep our whole lives. It's like your turtle shell, right? You've got it. It's a beautiful thing. Then think of your mental body, your brain. What is it telling you? What is your ego saying right now? And can you let go of that? What is your emotions What are your emotions telling you? What do you feel? What is the emotion of this stretch? Can you find it? Can you honor that emotion? Recognize that it's there. Also recognize that it might not have a place right now in this stretch or in this room or at this present moment. And so for right now, you can let it go. And then just a couple stretches in that last I am presence, that place where there's nothing else. There's no emotion. There's no mental ego. And the physical body is a separate thing as well. Whew. It's cool, isn't it? It's kind of intense, kind of amazing, kind of little and cute, and a little terror. I know you are super cute. Okay. So now for our very last stretch, we'll finish class here. We're going to do our plank too, our reverse plank. So first, bring your hands behind you. Let your arms curl in. Curl your whole body up kind of into a ball. Push through your arms. Lift your sternum up towards the ceiling. That's your breastbone here. Lift it up towards the ceiling. Open up your shoulders. Look back if that feels good. Find that stretch in the front of your shoulders. Curling in for strength and up for stretch. If you want to come into a tabletop, go for it. It helps set a cat on your knees. Woo! Up into your table. You can bring your head back if that feels good. And then right back down. Remember to keep moving and always resisting. Finding that stretch in the front of your shoulders. If this is too intense, just go back to the other version that we were doing with your hips on the ground. If this is something you want to challenge, let's go ahead and try that reverse plank. So go ahead and bring your legs to straight and push up, opening your shoulders, bringing your head back, and then back down. And you just go back and forth, just like this, up and down, enjoying the stretch for what it is. Your own unique body, right? What an amazing class. All right, my friends. Well, I'm worn out from that. That was fun. All right. I hope you guys are good today. I really do. Remember, accept your uniqueness today. I'm going to read this one more time because I think it's important. There is no competition and no comparison, for we are all different and meant to be that way. I am special and wonderful, and I love myself. Isn't that great? I love you guys too. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Remember, class is live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. Central, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 9 a.m. Central. I promise to have cats every time. If anybody feels the need to support the channel, if you feel like you enjoyed class today and you want to give me a little props, the number one best thing you can do is give me a thumbs up, give it a like this class. The reason why is because when you give me a thumbs up, YouTube says, oh, if this person liked this class and other people like them will also like this class. And I like you guys. And you're here for a reason. And there are other people who have the same kind of issues as you who need this class. So by just giving a thumbs up, maybe some other people who are just like you will find class. Wouldn't that be awesome, right? You can also make sure to subscribe, clicking that little button in the corner. You missed the chair. If you click that little button in the corner and subscribe, that's super helpful for me also. You don't have to pay anything to subscribe. It's kind of just like following me like you would on Facebook or something. But I do need a certain number of subscribers to access all the tools that YouTube can give me. So make sure that you subscribe. If you love this class, if you love this type of method, resistance stretching, Ki-Hara, tell your friends. You can just click the share button, put this in your Facebook if you liked class today. If you thought it was beneficial, or if you know somebody who needs it, just give them a share, okay? And then one last thing, this channel is funded by donations. So if you are able and feel the need and feel like this is something you really want to do, if you click the link in the description box below for my PayPal account, you can contribute to the channel. Now, of course, this is not necessary. You don't need to, but it does allow me to do these classes for free for anybody who needs it. And to me, that's really important because I love this work. And I was really blessed to have gotten access to resistance stretching. My entire body changed in amazing ways. And everybody needs this, you guys. Everybody needs it. So that's why I'm putting these up for free for whoever wants. And any support that you are able to give, if you can, I appreciate. I totally appreciate it. And for those of you who already donated, I love you and I appreciate you so much. So thanks so much. Okay, my friends, enjoy your weekend. I hope you are all well, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.